Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga today. We are going to do our practice today on relaxation. So we're going to focus on relaxation not only with the body, but with the breath and also with the mind. So what I'd like you to have for class today is your yoga mat and a yoga bolster or something similar to a yoga bolster, as well as a yoga block. Now, we'll be using the yoga block at the very end of class for a modification of the position for our savasana. So just kind of have it to the side, but don't worry about having to reach for it during class. And then find yourself seated on your bolster. Now that you're there, allow yourself just to find your legs in easy pose. So tailor sitting would be what we traditionally call it in the medical world, but have it so that your legs are crossed and have it so that you can get your knees relaxed, at least at hip height or below. Now, if you've got super tight hips and super tight back, for today's class alone, just because we're going to be working on trying to get that breath as slowed as possible to begin your sitting so that you're not focusing on sitting and thinking of your hips or your back tension or your pelvic tension or your SI tension. An alternative position to begin your seated component to do our breath work would be with your legs just gently out to the side, so that for sure, hopefully your knees are at the level or your hips or below. So just kind of pick what works for you, but I want it to be less about our beautiful alignment of our body and a little bit more about our breath to begin our class today. So now that I've said that, go ahead and allow yourself to do a couple pelvic rolls of tucks and tilts just to see that you can feel your end ranges of both positions and then find halfway in the middle or so. Lengthen that spine and get it nice and tall. Let's take our hands and just bring our arms out in front of us with our elbows straight today. And then slightly shrug your shoulders up. Roll your hands so that your thumbs go to the back of you. Touch your knuckles to your bolster or whatever you're sitting on, and then pull back and down and squeeze through those shoulder blades. Now keep that squeeze through that shoulder blades. Make sure that you're not lifting your chest up, but rather your chest is still in a nice neutral position. And then without losing the squeeze of the shoulder blades, just allow one hand to come back onto the thigh at a time. Lengthen through the back of your neck and let that chin settle down into the throat. Even if there's a double or a triple chin there, that's the position that I want you to find. And then allow yourself to take your tongue and rest that tongue in its resting position on the roof of your mouth, also known as the rugae or the soft hard palate of your mouth. So just rest that tongue up there today. And what we're going to work on today is one of the most clinically researched breathing techniques for relaxation, which is the 4-7-8 breath. But we're going to do it a couple of ways today. So we're going to do it once in sitting where we're really focusing on it. And then we're going to utilize it two different ways when we get down on our mat in a few moments. So let's just practice the 4-7-8 breath in sitting first. And then we're going to combine it a little bit more into a yoga type of breath once we get on our hands and knees or laying on our back. So in this position, for the count of 4, you're going to inhale up and into your nose. See if you can do that without moving the position of your tongue. And then for the count of 7, you're going to hold your breath. Now, the deeper you get your air down into your abdomen, so the more you use a diaphragmatic breath, the greater the response to relaxation. So when you take that inhale and then hold, and you're inhaling and holding your air up here, you're not going to get as much relaxation because you're not affecting your spine as much. So allow yourself to try to keep that tall spine. And when you inhale, really let that belly expand, let that diaphragm drop. And then when you hold, try to maintain that position for the count of 7. Then for the exhale of the count of 8, what I want you to do is imagine that you've got a straw in your mouth. And all you're going to do is try to blow out through that straw. Imagine if there were 100 beautiful candles on a cake, that rather than trying to blow them all out at once, you're trying to blow them all out sequentially. So slow blow out through a straw is what we're going to really focus on today. Because when you look at the research on this breathing technique, the exhalation is actually through the mouth. Now, we're going to practice it also exhaling through the nose in a little bit, and you will see that that gives you a little bit of a different response. So let's practice this breathing technique. So we're going to go through it 4 times. So make sure you feel like you're in a nice, comfortable, lengthened, aligned position. Check in with that tongue. And then if it's comfortable for you, just gently close your eyes. Now, pay attention to where your feet are touching your mat. Feel where your pelvis is touching your bolster. Feel that your shoulder blade muscles are just slightly engaged to keep you upright. And feel where your hands are touching the thighs. Maybe focus on the left one first and then focus on the right one second. And then move up and feel that tongue in that position again. And then let's go ahead and begin with our breath. So nice, slow, deep inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blow out through the straw. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out through that mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale through the mouth. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now, normally practicing that technique, if it's a new breathing technique for you, you would start it at 4 breaths and you could build your way up sequentially to 8 to 9 to 10 breaths. Now, here's what the research tells us about that breathing exercise relative to calming and relaxing our body. Because the exhale is twice as long as the inhale, it really causes a relaxation response in our parasympathetic or autonomic nervous system parasympathetic component. Each of you, as you did those 4 breaths, your heart rate lowered. Your vascular resistance in your circulatory system improved, and your blood pressure also would have decreased. Research proves that just doing that for 4 breaths has that much positive effect physically to your cardiovascular system. Now, to the nervous system, it has even more of an effect. What we know is by just doing 4 of those breathing exercises, you can take that mucky brain that is going in every different direction, or that anxiety level that's lifting, or that depression that's bringing you down, and bring it all back into balance. So amazingly, something as simple as 4 breaths can help you start doing an amazing job at relaxing. All right, now, every exercise that we do today in class, we are going to be focusing on having that exhale twice as long as that inhale. So it's imperative for us to move really slow and to really be aware of your breath. Now, for the remainder of class, until the very end of class, we're going to be focusing on exhaling out through our nose. So we're going to try that for 2 or 3 breaths here, just so you feel the difference in how you're using the muscles of your throat or your oropharyngeal area when you exhale out through your nose. So very quickly for me, imagine that there's a mirror in front of you right now, and take a deep inhale for 3, 2, 1. Now open your mouth really wide and try to fog up that mirror. All right, that you feel that's happening in your throat, I want you to feel that same noise and that same control in your throat. But now this next breath outward, I want you to exhale only through your nose. So give it a try. Take a deep inhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Keep the mouth closed. Exhale, make that noise. Out through the nose. So that's called Ujjayi breath in yoga. And what it does is by controlling those muscles of your throat, you can slow down how you're exhaling through your nose. So for some of us today, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get a slower exhale if your body's tense, if you're anxious, or if you're not using those muscles. So really focus on those when we start movement today. All right, speaking of movement, let's get going. So take your hands, bring them to the center of your heart. Take a nice big smile and put it on your face. And then take a deep inhale, lift your hands nice and high. 3, 2, 1. Now hold up there. Now out through the nose, exhaling, 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 really slow. Can you make it happen? So we're going to try to exhale for about a count of 6 in my head at least. Do your best at home just to keep the exhale happening. Hands to the heart. Let's try it 2 more times. Inhale, inhale, and inhale. Reach up, hold it. Now through that nose, can you make that sound? Exhale, 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 and exhale. Good job, guys. One more time. Hands to heart. Let's do it. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Hold and reach up for me. And then start to exhale. Exhale, 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 and exhale. Excellent. Take your hand on your left side and just gently place it on your bolster. And allow yourself to weight shift a little bit into your left sit bone for right now. You've got it. Now with this right hand, just inhale that arm up into the air for me. And then as you exhale here, just pull your shoulder blade back and down. And then take a moment from pulling that shoulder blade back and down to push all the way into your right sit bone. So even though your weight is over on your left sit bone, intentionally push into your right sit bone. Now with your arm nice and straight up into the air, through the right side of your rib cage. Deep inhale for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, can you exhale and exhale and exhale and exhale and exhale and exhale? You've got it. Your armpit, can you turn it upward to the right? Inhale for 3, 2, 1. And then can you exhale? Sit into that right sit bone. Reach through that right hand. Keep exhaling. Keep exhaling. Keep exhaling and exhale. All right, let's go back to the neutral position. Inhale that right arm up for 3, 2, 1. Slowly now. Can you, through the nose, exhale, 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 and exhale. You've got it. All right, right hand, bring it to the bolster. Literally begin with a weight shift to the right. Bring that left hand out to the side. And take that first inhale just to bring the arms straight up and top. And then as you exhale, just pull that shoulder blade down so that you've got that engagement through the arm and shoulder blade to the spine so that our next inhale happens through the body. All right, here we go. 3 count. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Now side bending to the right. Exhale, exhale. Exhale through that nose. Keep your breath going. Keep your breath going. Keep your breath going. Now, can you turn upwards to the left? Open up that inhale as you turn the armpit up and up. Good. Now, can you even exhale? Sit into that left sit bone. Sit. Exhale. Reach for that left arm. That's it. Exhale. Get even more. Exhale. Gorgeous. Now, inhaling the arm up. Inhaling the arm up, inhaling the arm up, and then exhaling as slowly as you can. Exhaling, 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 and exhaling. That's right. Putting so much intention into your exhale that you just feel your whole nervous system and your body starting to relax. All right. Now, here's what we're doing. We're getting off of our bolster. But don't put your bolster too far away from you because we're going to be using it a couple times in class. But take yourself to your hands and knees. So just gently move your bolster to the side for a moment. And come into your hands and knees. Check in that your knees are hip distance apart. And then take a moment to look back at your feet and make sure that they line up with your knees and your hips. And then stack your hips on top of your knees. Walk your hands forward so that your wrists and elbows are stacked directly underneath your shoulders. Check in that your index fingers are forward and really spread those thumbs in today. Get that nice good stretch through those thumb joints and those wrist joints. Outer three fingers, they're nice and spread out, but there's not a ton of weight on them. So go ahead and make sure that you feel that weight bearing through the index fingers and the thumbs. All right, now in this position, we're not going to do a lot to wake our body up today. So I don't want you to really force yourself into a lot of extension today, but I do want you on your inhale to give yourself a little bit extension. So try this before we do our nice, good relaxation breath. If I was to inhale for a quick count of 3, can you do a mini cow pose? Not into your end range extension. And then on your exhale, we're going to really give ourselves the angriest cat that we can. So every bit of tuck of the tailbone, every bit of arch of the back, every bit of pull in of that belly, every bit of spread of that shoulder blade, every bit of lengthening of the back of the neck, tucking of the chin, and gazing into the belly button. So it's really going to be a lot more about that flexion, because that flexion is what relaxes that nervous system. Let's give it a try here. So inhale for 1, inhale, inhale, gentle extension here. Now get your exhale through your nose, make that noise, exhale, exhale. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Now really get that exhale. Again, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Get that slow exhale, 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 and exhale. Now, keep your tailbone tucked, keep your belly up and in, arch your back still, but slowly walk yourself down onto your heels. Once you have yourself walk down onto your heels, take your hands and reach your hands as high up onto the left side of your mat as you can go. Once you have them reaching nice and high up onto that left side of your mat, allow yourself to take that moment here to slowly sit a little deeper into your right sit bone. Lengthen the back of your neck, tuck your chin in, gaze down and in between your knees for me. Now take an inhale and inhale and inhale. Now on that slow exhale, stay sitting into that right sit bone and just imagine that right arm getting longer and longer and longer. Deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Keep slowly exhaling. And one more breath. Sit into the right sit bone. Reach up with that right hand. And then slowly, even slower, exhaling. And then gently walking your hands back, finding yourself in that kneeling position, kind of settling your sit bones towards your heels. Take a moment here to take a little inhale. And then on your exhale, tuck that tailbone under, pull that belly button in. And then allow yourself to walk your hands to the right side of your mat. So as you're walking your hands, allow yourself to find yourself in a modification sort of child's pose, but you're reaching up into that right side, feeling that opening through the left side. Now, before we really take our focus to our breath, pay attention that that left sit bone is pushing down and into that left heel area. And then it's all about this left hand. So taking that inhale, reaching that left hand, inhale, reaching that left hand, inhale, reaching that left hand. Now hear that sound through your throat and exhaling slowly and exhaling, 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 exhaling. Yes, you guys have it. Inhaling here, 3, 2, 1. And really exhaling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly walking your hands back towards your knees. Once you have your hands back towards your knees, bring yourself back and up into that hands and knees position. Now, check back in that you've got all of your alignment. So the knees are still hip distance apart. Hips are stacked on top of the knees. Gaze back that your feet, they line up. Elbows and wrists, they line up. Shoulders, they are stacked on top of those elbows and wrists. Get the index fingers forward, thumbs in, outer 3 out. Look at your elbows this time. Can you kind of just play for a second with your elbows, rotating them as you rotate through your shoulders, and find that position where the creases of your elbows, excuse me, kind of line up with your thumbs. All right, same deal here, 3 cat-cows. Minimum extension, so don't let yourself drop fully into your cow, but really allow yourself to exaggerate your cat. All right, so take an inhaling and inhaling and inhaling. And then through that nose, exhaling slowly, control it. How much muscles can you get in your throat? How much can you exhale and control it? And inhaling. And exhaling, exhaling, tucking and tucking and tucking, lengthening chin to chest, gaze inward. And one last time here. Inhaling, slightly cow pose, and really exhaling. Give me the angriest cat that you can find. And then again, slowly walking your hands back towards the knees, sitting your sit bones onto your heels, and then gently this time dropping down into your child's pose. As you make your way down, let that belly get as close to those thighs as they can. Let your chest fall down towards your knees. Slowly let the crown of your head drop downwards towards the floor. Soften your elbows and relax yourself here. Now just holding this position, take a quick gaze back between your knees. Make sure your toes aren't falling inward and that they still line up so you get that beautiful stretch to the top of your ankles. And let's go again through that slow breathing. So can you take a deep inhale into your belly? Now really slowly controlling it through the throat. Can you exhale it? Exhale it. Keep exhaling. Inhale into the belly. And slowly exhaling and exhaling and exhaling. And beautiful. Slowly bringing yourself up. And at this point, taking your bolster and bringing your bolster to the halfway mark of your mat. And once you have your bolster to the halfway mark of your mat, allow yourself to lay on your left side. And so that your left hip pointer is somewhere, dog hair in my pants. Your left hip pointer is somewhere near the touching your bolster. And then stack your knees up, stack your ankles up, kind of line your shin bones up with the side of your mat. And then very gently here, allow yourself to fall up and over the bolster. Now, as you fall up and over the bolster, taking the left hand to hold onto the left head here. Yes, we could use a yoga block, but I'd like you to try not to unless you've got some sort of vestibular issue or something that's really making you not allow your head to go into a little bit of a left side bend. So if you can hold with your left hand here, it's going to allow you a little bit more of a side bend, a little bit more of an opening through that right shoulder and that right trunk and your right low back. So now in this position, and take your right leg and gently straighten your right leg out on your mat. As you do that, if you want it to look, you're looking to see that your hip and your knee and your ankle line up with your trunk. And then take your right hand up in the air. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring your arms over your head. Now, check in that your armpit isn't pointed forward. So you don't want to be in a left rotation here. So allow yourself just to gently rotate your rib cage. So if you can imagine your shoulders stay stacked one on top of the other. If you've got any sort of shoulder impingement here, you can just bend that elbow if it's a little bit more comfortable for that right shoulder. And do what feels comfortable for your practice today. Remember, it's about relaxation. Okay, now in this position, being nice and long through the right side of our body, what I want you to do is I want you to focus on your abdomen, your right low back, and your right rib cage. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, rest your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Now let's really go through that breath. So can you take an inhale in? Now, slowly exhaling out. Maybe lengthen your leg a little further, maybe reaching up a little bit more with your arm. Nice deep inhaling in. And slowly, slowly, slowly. How slowly can you exhale out? And just one more breath here. Deep inhaling inward. And then exhaling, 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 and exhaling. You've got it, guys. Right arm, inhale it up. And then as you slowly exhale, just drop your arm down. Right leg, inhale it, lift it up in the air for a moment. Get a little bit of glute strengthening in there. And then as you exhale, slowly bring that leg all the way inward. Very nice. Now, elbow on the left side, hand on the right. Give yourself a deep inhale, and on the exhale, push yourself up into a seated position and simply allow yourself to rotate. So you can kind of turn yourself around on your mat. We're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to shift to the opposite side of my mat so that I am facing you the entire time. So now right hip pointer is touching the bottom of that bolster. Stack your knees up, stack your shin bones up, stack your ankles up so that everything's kind of all in alignment. And then slowly allow yourself to let that rib cage fall up and over that bolster. Right hand comes underneath the head. And you just gently let your head go into a slight right side bend. Again, if that's uncomfortable for you, vestibular issues, neck pathology, whatever, by all means, grab that block that's somewhere near you and hold on and support it. Now, gently in this position, making sure that rib cage, trunk, hips, everything is stacked one on top of the other. Let's go ahead and move this left leg first. So slide that left leg straight down the mat. Again, you're looking for, does the pelvis, hip, ankle, and knee all line up in a position there? And then once you have that, let's take that left arm and inhale it up into the ear. And then as you exhale, slowly bringing that arm up and over the head. Now, again, a lot of us, the tendency is to rotate forward, particularly if our latissimus is tight or our abdominals are tight. So now in this position, checking in with your armpit, take an inhale and slowly turn that armpit up and stack those shoulders one on top of the other. And then exhaling here, getting that length through the arm and the leg. Now, resting in that position, lengthening your neck, settling your chin inward. Tongue, you know where it goes at this point, right? Let's go through that breath. So deep inhale in through the nose. And then exhaling, keep exhaling as you're allowing the control to happen in that throat. Nice deep inhale in. Feel that lengthening through the belly, the abdominals, the ribs, the low back. And then now slowly, slowly, slowly exhaling. One more breath. Can you get any more length through your heel? Any more length through your arm? Here we go. Nice deep inhale in. And exhaling, exhaling, and exhaling. Slowly, slowly moving, exhaling breath. Good. So from here with that left arm, inhale it up. And then very slowly just exhale it as the arm comes down. And then with that left leg, take an inhale, lift it up, hold that there, get a little bit of hip strength while we're at it. And then very slowly exhaling that leg in until it stacks on top of the right. So now right elbow, left hand, take an inhale, and on the exhale, push yourself upward. Just gently moving your bolster to the side of you. We will be using it at the end of class. So just have it so it's somewhere that you can grab it when we need it, but allow yourself to roll back down onto your right side and then slowly going over onto your back. Now, once you're on your back, don't get too hung up on all of your positioning yet, because we're actually going to be using our breathing to focus on the position of all of the parts of our body. So just right now, make sure that your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the mat, and that your ankles are somewhere underneath your knees. And then take your hands and place your hands on your pelvic area where your hip pointers are. Just gently place your hands up and over that area. And then just take a moment to kind of roll your shoulder blades underneath you, lengthen your neck and settle your chin. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed, whatever's comfortable for you. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to take an inhale here, and as you inhale, arch your low back and tip your tailbone downward into the mat. And then as you exhale, keep exhaling and allow your low back to flatten into the mat and feel the abdominal muscles, not brace like I always encourage you to do, but literally to pull up and inward towards the spine. So there's movement happening throughout the whole breath. So we're not focusing on neutral, we're literally going into flexion here. All right, now let's see if we can do that with that slowed breath. So inhale, arch the back. Now, really slowly, how slowly can you move the pelvis and spine as you keep exhaling and get to the point that you're flattening and pushing that back down into the mat? Can you even feel that pelvis and that sacrum lift up a little bit? And 2 more times here. Inhale, roll the pelvis, arch the back, feel the tailbone tilt downward into the mat. Real slow. Can you hear that in your voice or in your throat as you're exhaling into that pelvic tilt? Find that beautiful flexion. Last time here, inhaling, arching, arching. And slow exhale, let that pelvis tilt. Find that point where you feel your low back flattening and keep going to feel it pushing downward as it flexes. Now, slowly let go of that exhale and find the position where your back feels that it's in its neutral position. So what neutral should be for our low back is that there is just a little bit of space, so a small amount of arch of the low back off of your yoga mat. If we look at research, most of the research on an average human being, whatever the heck that is, should be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches arch off of your yoga mat of your low back arch. Now, today what I want you to do is keep your hands right there resting on that pelvic area so that you can be attuned and feel that the pelvis doesn't do any movement. And now that you're there, what I want you to do is slide your left leg down the mat and keep your right foot in the position that the knee and the ankle line up with the hip. All right, now feel the hands on the pelvis. Pay attention that they're hopefully nice and level. And now with this right leg, we're going to let the knee fall out to the side on the exhale. A nice slow exhale. So in this position, take an inhale here. Now on your exhale, don't let your pelvis move, but can you slowly just let that knee fall and fall and fall and fall and fall. Pay attention that the pelvis doesn't move. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Maybe even roll over to the side of your foot and stop squeezing your buttock if you're squeezing that right buttock. Let gravity do its wonder on the hip here. Take a deep inhale into the belly. And then exhale slowly. Can you make that sound with your throat in this position? Beautiful. One more. Inhale into the belly. Slowly, slowly exhale. Now on this inhale, slowly bring that knee all the way back up into its central position and just let your exhale happen here. Very good. Now walk your foot until you feel that your foot touches the inside of the left knee. Hands stay on the pelvis. Shoulder blades are back and down. Neck is long. Chin is tucked inward. Nothing changing except where we change the position of the hip. So take an inhale here through the nose. Now on the exhale, slowly let the knee fall outward. Don't let the pelvis move. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Whenever you get to your destination, check in with your pelvis. And then check in that those glute muscles are not firing, those hip rotators. Talk to them and say, now just relax. Now take a deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling through that nose, making that ujjayi breath sound like a wave as you let that hip relax. One more breath, deep inhale in. And exhaling, 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 exhaling. Movement of the leg on this inhale. So inhale, lift the knee back up. And then as you exhale, walk your foot up and over the opposite leg. Now, if you've got a lot of tension in your gluteals, hip rotators, outer hip flexors, it may feel tense just to put the foot on the opposite leg, but do your best to place your foot on the opposite side of that knee. Now bend your knee up a little bit more so that as your leg falls out here on your exhale, it doesn't land on your kneecap where your right ankle is. So let's give this a try. Pelvis stays level, hands are still kind of staying attuned to that. Take your inhale here, and then on your exhale, start to exhale and gently let that right leg falls so that the shin bone or the ankle bone area of the right leg come onto that thigh bone area of the left leg. Right foot is kind of floating in the air right now. Where do you feel tension through that right hip, that right buttock? Give yourself a moment before we focus on that relaxation breath to tell that area to let go. All right, let's do our breath. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling really slowly. One more. Inhaling in. And exhaling really slowly. Now on this inhale, intentionally moving that hip all the way back to its upward rotation position. And then as you exhale, bring the foot up and over, and then walk the foot to the outside of your mat here. So have it so that the foot is kind of touching the outside of the mat on the right side. All right, last rotation position to relax through this right hip. So again, pay attention that your pelvis does not move. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, begin to let that leg fall outward towards the right. It's falling. It's falling. It's falling. Where is the position that you all of a sudden feel that whole pelvis rotate right? Stop it. Hold it there. And then begin to speak to the right buttock muscles, the hip rep muscles. Let the leg just take over with gravity. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin. Let's go through those 2 breaths here. Deep inhale into the belly. And then slowly, as slow as you can control it with those muscles of your throat, let the air come out. Inhaling in and exhaling and exhaling and exhaling. Now on this inhale, allowing that right knee to come all the way back to its upright position. And then as you exhale, just walk that foot back in until it lines up with the hip and knee. Take an inhale here, slide the left leg up, and then exhale, slide the right leg down. You've got it. Nothing different to do except for to do it all over on the opposite side. So start checking in first. Shoulder blades are underneath you, neck is long, chin is tucked, hands are engaged and aware of that pelvis position. Left foot lines up with the left hip right now, so it's about 6 inches away from the right inside of your knee. All right, let's take our inhale here. Now, as you exhale, slowly let the hip rotate outward. Pay attention to the pelvis, not wanting to rotate out to the left. Where does your hip go? Wherever you get to. Maybe let the foot fall to the outside. Take a moment to talk to your left buttock and hip rotators. And literally say to them, let go. Now, 2 relaxation breaths here. Inhaling into the belly. Slow, controlled exhale out through that nose. Hear that sound through the throat. And again, inhale. And exhale. Now gently inhaling, letting the knee come all the way back up into that upright position. And on the exhale, walking the foot so that the foot is now touching the inside of that right knee. Hands on the pelvis, neck long, chin tucked. Tongue to the roof of the mouth, eyes closed if that's comfortable for you, but do what you feel you need to do at home. All right, let's do this. Nice deep inhaling into the belly. And then as you exhale, slowly letting that hip rotate and release outward, but staying very aware of that pelvis not rotating in the same direction. Letting go of the hip. Talking to those hip rotators and saying, relax. Heck, for some of us, you may even need to talk to your pelvic floor and say, relax. On this side, I do. Now, deep breaths for relaxation. Deep inhaling in. And slowly exhaling out. Inhaling in. And slowly exhaling out. Moving the knee and the leg on the inhale, slowly inhaling, bringing that knee all the way up, and then taking the time on this exhale to bring the foot up and over the right leg so that the foot is resting on the outside of the right knee now, but bend the knee a little bit so that the foot comes up so that when your leg rotates outward, that left ankle and shin area won't be touching your right kneecap. All right, let's go to it. So give me an inhale here. And then on the exhale, very, very, very slowly releasing that hip. Pelvis stays level. Be aware of the pelvis. This is not about your low back. This is all about finding relaxation through your hips. Left foot may be floating in the air, depending on your flexibility. Now, lengthen the neck, settle the chin, find that deep inhale. And slowly control the air, make the sound as you exhale. One more, inhaling in. And slowly controlling, exhaling and exhaling. And then using this inhale to slowly bring that knee back to its upright position. Left foot makes its way back to the floor. And then as you exhale, bring that foot up and over and walk that foot all the way off the left side of your mat. Hands stay on the pelvis. Shoulder blades are underneath you, neck is long, chin is tucked, tongue is resting in the roof, maybe eyes are closed. Last position on the last leg here. Taking an inhale into the belly. And as slowly as you can, begin to initiate that rotation outward, but be very aware that that pelvis doesn't fall to the left. Wherever you get to, let go of the hip and the rotators. Maybe even let go of the hamstrings. Let go of whatever you need to. Just let gravity have that left leg. Now let's deeply breathe here. Deep inhale in. Slowly exhale as the body and the mind and the breath relax. Deeply inhaling in. Slowly exhaling and exhaling and exhaling. Moving the leg on the inhale, slowly inhaling that leg back upward. And then as you exhale, bring the foot back in to line up with the hip. All right, nice deep inhale, slide the right leg up, exhaling here. Okay, so allow yourself in this position. We're going to go through that 4-7-8 breath. We've got a nice good opening through our hips. We're going to do a little bit more opening in our gluteals in just a second. But keep your feet flat on the floor and take your hands now and rest your hands on the floor beside your hips, elbows straight, palms up, lengthen your neck, settle your chin. We're going back to that 4-7-8 breath. But now that you've really done some awesome strengthening of your vocal folds using your control through your throat, let's just see if you can do that 4-7-8 breath now, exhaling out through your nose. Now, let me be clear. If you feel any bit of dizziness or any other symptoms, stop the exercise or open your mouth and exhale out through your mouth. So we're going to do this 4 times. Here we go. Inhaling in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. How did you do? Now let's take an inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Exhale, pull that knee into your chest, grabbing a hold of that shin bone with both of your hands. Take a nice deep inhale here. Slow exhale. Inhaling, slowly lowering the right leg down. Exhaling, pulling the left knee into your chest. Nice deep inhale here. And slow exhale. Now keep the left knee to your chest. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhaling, pulling that right knee to your chest, both knees to your chest now, relaxing your feet, lengthening your neck, settling your chin. Take a deep inhale into your belly, into your thighs. Now use that sound through your throat, exhale through that nose. How slowly can you go? One more, deep inhale in. And then exhaling out, how slowly can you go? And then gently allowing one foot at a time to come down to the floor. Slowly letting yourself roll over to your right or left side, and then pushing yourself up all at the same time. And then find your bolster. Now, what I want you to do is place your bolster so that the top of your bolster is at the top of your mat. And then take your right hip bone and place your right hip bone so that the hip pointer is touching that bolster. And once you have that position, allow it to be that your knees kind of stack, your ankles kind of stack, your shin bones line up with the side of your mat, just like we did before in class, but the position of the bolster is different. Very good. Now, take your arms and straddle your arms to your bolster. So we are doing a modification of a spinal twist here. Completely safe for those of you that might feel a little cautious because of osteoporosis or scoliosis or something like that. It is going to be against gravity. So you're perfectly fine to do this. So in this position, can you take a moment to gaze down and that those knees line up beautifully? And then take a deep inhale, reach your body forward. And then as you exhale, drop your chest down onto the bolster, come down onto the elbows. And once you're here, option number one is to drop the right ear down onto the mat. The more difficult option of your spinal twist is to drop the left ear onto the mat. So just kind of pick where you're going to be. Allow yourself to be there. Now take a moment to just release tension wherever you feel it. Is it in the left rib cage, the right neck, right hip, the left hip? Let it go wherever you're feeling the tension. Take a deep inhale into the belly. Can you use that slow exhale and exhale and exhale and exhale? One more deep inhaling in and slowly exhaling, exhaling. Keep it going slow. Now unrotate your neck. Bring your hands where your elbows are and slowly push yourself back up. Now, all you're going to do is just repeat all of that on the opposite side. So you can kind of flip your bolster to the opposite side, or the easy thing to do is just kind of do a 180 with your hips. I'm facing away from you right now, but same idea. Left hip bone is touching the left hip, the bolster, ankles and knees and everything line upward. And once you have all the alignment, allow yourself here to go ahead and bring those hands so that they're straddling that bolster. Line those knees up. Here we go. Take a deep inhale. Inhale and really reach forward through the spine. And then as you exhale, drop that chest downward. And drop the elbows down. Once you find your position, again, the easy position, left ear towards the bolster. More full rotation is to take the right ear towards the bolster. Okay.
You have your position. Now talk to wherever you feel tension. Is it the neck, the shoulder blades, the low back, the hips, the pelvis? Let your body take a moment to get rid of its tensions. And then let's go through 2 of those fabulous breaths. Deep inhale into the belly. And then really nice, slow, controlled exhale out through the nose. And again, inhaling into the belly. Slow, controlled exhale out through that nose. Beautiful. Now de-rotate the neck, whichever way you've got it first, so that the crown of the head is touching the bolster. And then walk the hands back to where the elbows are. Nice deep inhale and exhale, pushing yourself up so that you're now up away from the bolster. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to find your block. So what you're going to do with your block now for the very end of class is to take your block and place it to the top of your bolster. You have 3 different positions that you can choose today. So you can use the lowest position. You can use the middle position of your block, or you can use even the upper position of the block. Now, generally, I tell people if you're going to use the upper position of the block, have a second block right here so that your bolster doesn't kind of bow down too much. I'm going to use just that middle position of my block. Once you have that, turn yourself around so that your sacrum, the middle of your pelvis, is kind of touching that mat. Take your knees and bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor at hip height or hip width, sorry. And then allow your hands to come up so that they're near the back of that bolster. Now, in this position, without taking that tailbone or that sacrum area away from the bolster, take a nice deep inhale here and use the strength of your triceps in your arms to slowly control yourself down into that reclined position. Now, once you have that reclined position of your body, take a moment here to feel what's comfortable. I just need to get my waistband away from my bolster, but do what you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable. Once you have all of that done, I want you to pick, what do you need to do through your legs today? So option number 1 is to keep them right here. Option number 2 is to walk your feet out the width of the mat and gently let your knees fall inward. Option number 3 is to have your feet the width of the mat and slide your legs down to the corners of the mat. And finally, option number 4 is to have your feet together at the height of your knees and slowly let your legs fall outwards so that the bottoms of your feet are touching one another and the legs are falling outward. Whatever position you pick, gently let your elbows rest down beside you, palms lift them up into the air. Lengthen your neck and settle your chin. Okay. Back to our final round, our final 4 breaths of our 4-7-8 breath. But like I said at the beginning, we're going back to going out through the mouth again. So using that straw, blowing out those candles, however you want to think of it. The best analogy I like to use is on the inhale of 4, you're smelling the most beautiful flowers, and on the exhale of 8, you're blowing out 100 candles. So you pick whatever works for you. But let's go through 4 more breaths. So take an inhale into your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Through a straw, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And through that straw, exhaling out, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling mouth, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final time, inhaling nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling mouth, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just let your body go to a normal breathing rate, normal breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. Final check-in with our body here. Can you feel where your feet are touching the mat? Can you feel where your pelvis is touching the mat? Can you feel where your back touches the bolster? Can you feel where your shoulder blades touch the bolster? Can you feel where your knuckles and your wrists touch the floor? Can you feel where your elbows contact? Can you feel where your head touches the bolster? Can you feel where your tongue touches the roof of your mouth? Keep your body beautifully still. And then slowly start moving your fingers. Start moving your toes. And gently, one leg at a time, return your leg to that upward bend position. And once you're there, do not pull yourself up off your bolster. You've done too much good work. Just gently roll to your left or your right. Push yourself up into a seated position. Easy pose, hands to the heart. Smile on the face. Imagine where your heart rate is right now. Imagine where your blood pressure is. Imagine how good of a job you did at releasing that beautiful serotonin in your brain, calming everything down. Take a deep inhale in and exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Well, thank you for joining me today.